Hello, check, check. All right, we're live. All right, so this is going to be one of these short segments where I am just gonna do some match analysis for Zangief. So we'll start with the first one, see how this goes. If there's enough interest of people watching these videos, then maybe I'll do some more of them. But I had this idea that I want to do some of these matchup videos and matchup analysis to just help me learn and to help other new players learn about matchups for Zangief. Since he is considered pretty much the worst character in the game, you're going to have a lot of difficult matchups. So we're going to take a second here and just to see what we can do about that. Make it a little easier just to help up our games a little bit. All right. So this will be Learn with Vodka, episode 1. Thanks for tuning in. Let's start. So this is going to be one of actually Zangief's not so good matchups. And we're going to start with Zangief versus Chun Li. All right, here we go. So typically, this is a pretty bad matchup for Zangief because Chun Li can just keep Zangief out all day with her pokes. Like her crouching medium kick actually gives him a lot of issues, and her crouching roundhouse sweep hard kick is also really hard for Zangief to deal with. Not to mention she has all her other issues where, with Source Super and all, she can just do 70% damage if you're not careful. She's just a very strong character overall, and of course, her throw, which does a lot of damage. And she can, a lot of times, just jump in on Zangief for free, because Zangief doesn't really have any buttons that will just be able to stop her. And she can just jump in with medium kick, and there's really nothing much he can do. I mean, he could sack throw, so that's one thing. But normally you wouldn't see Chun Li trying to jump at Zangief anyways. There's really no point. Maybe on his wake up she'll do it, but she doesn't need to take that kind of risk. So what Chun Li wants to do is she generally wants to throw fireballs and just keep them out and zone them out. And since she's so fast, it's really easy for Chun Li to zone out Zangief. So I've actually had this idea of doing this because I saw this really good set by, I think this was Takanotsume versus Otochun. So not your typical Chun Li. She's Otochun. Some are considered probably like the best Chun in the world, and maybe like up there with the best ST player in the world. So this Otochun's very good. So we'll just put it that way, like the best Chun Li in the world. And you got Takanotsume going up against her. And let's just watch this first video real fast. And typically you're going to see the matchup go like this. And we'll just slow it down, try to analyze what's going on and why it's so hard for Zangief, right? So let's play real fast. Okay, let's pause it right there. So you see right there that Chun Li was Otochun was throwing a lot of crouching medium kicks. And you also got to really pay attention to her meter because as you can see how the round ended, that she can just throw a fireball and follow it up with her super. And in certain situations, Zangief can't get out, and then he's pretty much just eating all that damage, and he's just gonna die. So let's see if we can go back real quick and watch that one more time. There may not be any audio actually coming from, I don't have the audio set up, so yeah. We'll fix it next time. I mean, you don't really need the audio per se. So standing medium kick, you can keep him out. So she has a lot of like sweeps to keep him out, but he got in right there. So once you get in, you can actually do things. But again, up kicks have 0 startup, So you have to respect it. You can't safely tick her. She can just up kick you. Unlike a lot of other people, you can actually safely tick. You can't safely tick Chun Li. So right there, she ends it with a super. We'll go into the second round. Let's see who does any better. Oh, he got a nice jump in. The crouching medium kick still keeping him out. And I think that was a mistake lariat. He wanted lariat, but he got that hop instead. That happens sometimes. Very annoying. So now he's got to be careful against Chun his super again. She builds super very fast. All right, let's see right there. There's another option for her. It's just a neutral jump hard kick. And if she's in the air and you're in the air, there's pretty much nothing you can do. That move will beat any button Zangief to throw out. So that's actually another very good move for Chun Li to keep Zangief out. So with more fireballs to keep him away. That's good footsies there. So he was able to get a jump in. So as you as a Zangief player, you just want to be able to somehow get her to block a jump in. Then you get to make her guess. And he ended it there. So standing roundhouse is also very good at keeping Zangief out. But you have to do it a little early. So also very good footsies from Otochun. So sweep is very hard to deal with. You'll beat a lot of things. Again, you're getting hit by a fireball means you're eating the super, following it. So that's typically how your round's going to end with Chun Li. It's very hard to get in, and you eat a lot of damage. All right, so what do we have? Let's take some notes here. I have my trusty slides. All right, so let's say, let's see here. Things Chun is gonna do. Okay, so what is she gonna do? She's gonna throw out crouching medium kick. What are her advantages? She also has fast walk speed. Another thing, standing roundhouse. Hard kick. And it also has neutral jump, roundhouse. Word over here. She can also, you didn't see it in this match, but she can also jump back. Medium kick. She's very good at stopping Zangief, but she does lose space for jumping back. Finally, she has her super you need to watch out for. So walk speed also has plus like mobility and throws. We can put in throws in here too, because there's throws you have to watch out for too. Now, this is actually the match that I wanted to analyze because this is just one amazing game that Takanotsume was able to pull out against Otochun. You know, it's just one of the most amazing games that I've seen. So let's take a watch for it real quick. All right, this guy. So medium kick was good. So right there, actually, you saw him jump in with knees. So that, gotta remember, if you jump in the right distance with knees, you can actually beat out her crouching medium kick. But it's not as easy as you might think. And I'll get into how he was able to jump in at that distance without her, with her actually misspacing her crouching medium kick. Let's keep watching. It's a lot of crouching medium kicks. So right there, Otochun actually messed up his combo. He was actually supposed to end it. I think probably with trying to style on him, maybe ending it with a super, but he messed up. But he figured he has enough life, whatever. It's probably like one more hit and Zangief's dead, right? So right now it's like you can't even take chip damage, you're dead. So right there, Takanotsume was able to get in. You can see it, he can get in one nice jump in where he forced Otochun to block, and then that was it. he was able to close out the round, even though he had no health. So that was very risky. See, that was another missile lariat. I don't think he wanted that. Trying to green hand. You have to guess the green hand sometimes to guess her fireballs. So, so I don't know why he tried to do lariat after getting hit. I think he would maybe he would try to sack throw, but he was just hitting all the buttons. But that was not if he sacked through and did SPD, he could have gotten her, but he messed up and got lariat, and so he got thrown. But he was able to tech it. Oh, and after you tech or throw, you can actually go for an immediate reversal SPD. So if Chun can't really do anything except for maybe jump away. And in the corner, I don't think she can even jump away. It's just free SPD. But she was able to, Otochun was able to jump away this time. So right there was actually a very, very interesting move you just saw him do. He did the late jumping hard kick, which actually reduces Zangief's hitbox and shrinks his hurt box. And so therefore, I think he was able to dodge the super, the anti-air super by doing that. So that was actually very smart. He baited out the super. And that's something you have to be aware of, that you can actually shrink your hurt box. That's comes very handy in matchups like versus Dawson, where he's trying to anti-air you, and if you can shrink your hurt box and also guile, you're able to like jump actually near him without getting anti-air. So right there, that's very smart. He baited out the super. But he's still very low on life, right? So it's pretty much dead. One more hit and he's dead. And she can build back her. Well, now he has like one hit. He got a nice jump in, like jump in hard kick. So now with the jump in, he can continue to pressure her. It's very hard for Chun to jump away, and she can't really anti-air him now because he's able to get on top of her. So he does a knee. Knees are very good against her. She doesn't have much buttons to stop it if you're jumping early. So right there, that was actually I think a very good read from Takanotsume. He did it lariat because I think he knew Otochun was pushing buttons. He would beat it. So he did a safe jump knees again, and Otochun tried to get out with the spinning bird kick, which has vulnerability frames. And Takanotsume was actually able to react and do lariat. So that's actually a very good punish because you got a hard knockdown right there. So it's just like so many exact right reads he had to make in order to keep her guessing, keep Otochun guessing. So now he's at advantage and then ends the round. So that's pretty amazing. Let's go back and watch it one more time at full speed without stopping. Okay, actually, we'll stop right there. Right there. I don't know if you noticed this, but here's the other trick that with Zangief to win this matchup that you have to do, and that's the jump cancel with your jabs. So what you do is you throw out a jab, and then you mash another jab, which are canceling the animation of your first jab, like any cancelable foot moves. So for Zangief's, it's jabs. So you can cancel the second jab. You can cancel the first jab with another jab, but you can also, while doing that jab, just jump. So what happens is when you do this, you actually force the other opponent to be in proximity guard, so they have to be blocking, so they can't keep moving back. So Chun Li also always wants to move back, and then anti-air you as you're jumping towards her. Like she can throw a fireball, and her fireball comes out very fast, and you always get hit. But if you do this, you can actually hit her, and she won't be able to anti-air you properly. So you'll see Takanotsume always doing this before he jumps. He'll rarely ever see him do a roll jump because he wants to keep Otochun like stationed. So let's just go back and watch that once again. You'll see him before he does that jump. You'll see him do a jab and then jump, and then Otochun's forced to block. Right there, he did a punch and then jumped. See, he's trying to fake doing that again. See, he did it again. But then Otochun's ready. See, he had the right anti-air. See, this did it again, so she couldn't walk back. That's how he was able to get the jump in. That's how you get the jump ins. Or else you will never be able to jump in on Chun. So you have to master that move. Like, he does it so quick that you don't even see the jab come out. I mean, you'll hear it if you have the sound, but I don't think I have the audio on right now, but... So that was a nice bait. So that was just a... So now he's on top. Nice. That is actually a very clutch move to be able to react and do the lariat, hit her out of the spinning bird kick. What a great match. So let's take out our little handy Dan. Oh, what's up, Neo Kaiser? Thanks for tuning in. I'm just doing a little matchup analysis on Gief versus Chun because I know a lot of people have issues with the matchup. So let's take a little little notes here. So we have some notes for later. Okay. Actually, get rid of that. He can't do against Chun. Changes the numbers. What are the first things you can do? So first thing you must master when doing this matchup, you must master the jab cancel jumps. Because or else she'll just keep you all day. You see, even Otochun had issues dealing with that. So if you're playing some, not as experienced Chun Li, you'll be able to jump in on them a lot easier. So what else do you want to do? Is once you're able to do that, you're able to jump in on her sometimes now. You want to use jumping knees. What else can you do? You can use jump roundhouse, which will hit her out of some moves, and also you have the diet effect. What they call the diet effect, which shrink your hurt box. 8 out super. And 4, what else you can do? Kick lariats. You have to always be aware of her super. You have to be aware of Chun's super. And even when she's about to get super, you have to be aware, like, one more fireball, one more hit, she'll have super. Because the second she has super, the entire game changes. And you try to bait it out with kick lariat. And the kick lariat is the only one that'll beat it. Like, punch lariat won't beat it. You just eat the super and die. And even kick lariat, you can still get hit, but it's kind of hard for her to time it. Because you can only get hit on your recovery. And there's a very short windows. And depending on how far you are, like, she has to hit it at different times. So it's actually pretty difficult for Chun Li to punish you. At least maybe it's easier offline when you can react a lot better. Maybe that's much easier. But you can still see Takanotsume using the kick lariats a lot more when Chun Li has super, because you can hit her out of it, and you can even make her whiff her initial attack, and then you can actually grab her if it whiffs. So you can grab her out of super too. So it becomes a little bit of a liability, because if she gets hit by the kick lariats, then you have wake up Oki on her. So then it becomes Gief's favor. And that's kind of what you want. If you just have a hard knockdown on her, you can actually do a lot of damage. So, but you really have to watch out for her super, because it does so much damage, and it lets her get out of a lot of things. So, all right. So these are the notes you want to be practicing. You also want to. You can also use. So another thing you can use standing medium kick sometimes, but I wouldn't abuse it too much. It can stuff her for some things. So basically, just jab cancel jumps. That's very important. Master that. Then you want to use your jumping knees when you can. And also, all right. So what do you do when you actually have her you knocked her down? So what can you do? What you want to do is like push her to the corner and knock her down, and then make her guess. So what you can do is you can do late splash, which makes it very hard actually for Chun to anti-air, because up kicks is actually really bad anti-air, but in the beginning it's good. It's just that if you do a late splash, it's really hard for her to time, and you'll oftentimes just hit her right out of it, and you just beat her. So late splash, you want to work that into your game, and mix it up. Mix up with STD. So you want a late splash, you can do another one, follow another one. You can keep doing it, and it actually makes it hard for her. But she can use, I think she can use close medium kick to hit you out of it. So I wouldn't do it for too much. Maybe you could do one, maybe then you do a knee. But at some point you want to go for the grab. And actually, if you just make her, you see her blocking the standing blocking the splash, then you can immediately just go for the grab. I don't think she can do much. She can maybe spinning bird kick, but then even then, I think even if you get hit or may whiff, you can punish her and then get her back in the same situation again. So it actually becomes very hard if she's in a corner, and then you can actually end the round. So that's your goal. You want to push her to the corner with these tricks, and then it'll be much more in your favor, as you can see in Takanotsume in the last round where he just started pushing her Otochun to the corner. Then he was able to win that round. But more often than not, you'll probably get zoned out, and then you will just die, or you'll eat a super and you'll die. But good luck to you guys, and keep practicing those against that Chun matchup, because you're gonna face a lot of Chuns, because Chun Li's very good. A lot of people like using her, so yeah, find like the best Chun Li player that you know. Play some games with them, and try out these tricks. Let me know how you do. Yeah, and so that'll be, I think that'll conclude your Learn with Vodka episode 1. And hopefully we'll have enough interest in this, and I'll do some more matchup analysis. I think the next one I saw some good videos, again with Takanotsume against Ken. It's actually the Ken matchup is a little easier than Chun, but there's also a lot of things you gotta watch out for in that matchup. And let's just do a little bit analysis on those matches and see what we can learn, what we can do against that matchup. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll be signing off. Maybe I'll stream again some games. So yeah.